All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go through the next two here, numbers 4 and numbers 5. So number 4 is the same concept. You're still doing negative b over 2a. So I keep in mind that b equals 12 here. A equals negative 3. So when I plug this in, it's going to be negative 12 going over 2 times negative 3, which gives us negative 12 over negative 6. Those negatives will cancel each other out, and 12 over 6 is 2. So I know that my axis of symmetry is at x equals 2, and now I just need to plug that 2 back into my original equation in order to solve and find the y-coordinate. So I'm going to go y equals negative 3. Wherever I see an x, I plug in a 2 for that. Oops. 2 for x. And this is going to give me 2 times 2 is 4. So negative 3 times 4. This is going to give me 24 and minus 10. Again, I say combine like signs here. So I'll keep my positive 24 in the front, my two negatives, negative 12 and negative 10 will become negative 22. And that's going to equal a positive 2. So my vertex for number 4 is at 2, 2. And we don't have to really worry about what the graph is yet. For number 5, it's the same general concept, except for there's a couple things. Since you're actually graphing it, I would first look at, okay, my C value here. As I look at that, the C value is negative 3. So C value tells me the y-intercept. I can automatically go down here. I know that's my y-intercept right at negative 3. I can also do exactly what I was doing previously. I say b equals negative 2, a equals 1, and I'm going to go negative b over 2a. So as I plug those in, I know I get shadows if I go that direction. I will go negative, negative 2. That's going to go over 2 times 1. That gives me 2 over 2, telling me that the coordinate, the x-coordinate of my equation is at positive 1. My next step here is that I need to find the y-coordinate just like before. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that into the equation. Y equals 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. That's going to give me y equals 1 minus 2 minus 3. Y equals 1 minus 5. And that's going to finally tell me y equals negative 4. So my vertex down here is at 1, negative 4. So I go down here, it's 1, negative 4. That is my absolute lowest point here. I also know that that positive 1, positive 1 was the axis of symmetry. So this goes down the middle of my parabola, meaning whatever happens on the left side is going to be exactly the same as what happens on the right side. So if I went 1 over to the left and 1 up, I go 1 to the right and 1 up. My next question is, where are my y-intercepts? So this is where I would go about this by doing my standard factoring like I normally do here. So I'll go ahead and make myself a space over here, and I'll go ahead and factor that. Just like we did previously, I'm going to plug this in as a times c over b. So I get negative 3 over negative 2. I need to find two numbers that multiply to negative 3 and add to negative 2. So I got y equals x minus 3, x plus 1, and I'm going to set each of those equal to 0. It tells me that I flip the signs. This is just kind of the long way of going about it, because all that is really happening here is what's in the parentheses. You are flipping the signs. So x equals positive 3, x equals negative 1. So positive 3, negative 1 are my x-intercepts. There's going to be my parabola here.